Massive day again in US politics. Joe Biden was seen alive, sort of. The Secret Service Director, Kimberly Cheatle, she resigned, and Democrat heavyweight Chuck Schumer announced to raucous applause that Kamala Harris had all but guaranteed the Democrat nomination.
So now that the process is played out, from the grassroots bottom up, we are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm clapping. You don't have to.
Maybe not raucous. I tell you this, though, the difference between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris is no one ever needs to tell people to cheer for Donald Trump. Kamala Harris held her first campaign rally, and after the now obligatory fawning over the corpse of Joe Biden, she told the crowd that she would prosecute Donald Trump because she used to be a prosecutor, so she'll do what prosecutors do.
Before I was elected vice president, before I was elected United States Senator, I was elected Attorney General of the state of California, and I was a courtroom prosecutor before then. And in those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
So she's going with the Donald Trump's a convicted felon, I'm a prosecutor, she was a terrible prosecutor. Caleb and Liz, I'm not sure this is going to change any minds. It's a nice line, but she's really not going to win the election by, orange man bad. She needs to actually come up with some policies of her own rather than simply say, I'm not Donald Trump.
Well, I mean, by the by, I thought Donald Trump's type was younger and hot, to be honest. But I think with what has happened in the last few weeks, Biden knew, obviously, before he checked out, that he was no longer going to be able to fight an election on the basis of orange man bad. Trump knew that he wasn't going to be able to fight an election against Biden on the basis of Biden bad, because things had just changed so much after he got shot that he didn't have to anymore. If Kamala falls down the trap of doing that again, I think she's going to be justly rewarded for it in not being elected president. Because the tone has just changed so much in America. And sure, it is different now that Kamala's there as opposed to Biden. And when we go back to his speech at the RNC last week, he only mentioned Biden once by name and otherwise referred to it as this administration because he saw no need to bring Biden into it. But I don't think going after Trump's character now plays in the same way as it did a week ago, let alone 6 months ago. Sure, you can give it a go. We all know Trump's character. We saw his character after he got shot, and that was one of strength. I think it's foolish to use that again.
And it's not lost on the Dems, whether it's the Democratic Party or Democratic voters throughout America, that what Chuck Schumer just said there is weapons-grade gaslighting.
Yeah.
The process is finished. From the bottom up, we have our nominee. In 2016, they didn't want Hillary Clinton. They got Hillary Clinton. In 2020, they didn't want Joe Biden, but they were basically told, this is our nominee, and it's happening all over again in 2024. So there's a lot of people, even very unlikely allies, that are calling the Democrats hypocrites. You guys have said ad nauseum for months that you are the party that is defending democracy, and yet you have thrown out every democratic process that is supposed to take place when the party is choosing their presidential nominee. Once again, they're just being told, well, this is basically your nominee. So everyone go to the DNC next month and just endorse her because we, the elites, have decided. So it must be a very cold day in hell because I'm, for once, agreeing with Black Lives Matter. They themselves have called out this absolute rot.